Hey everybody, it's Stephanie. Welcome back to my channel. I'm doing this backwards. I've already applied this. This has been on my face for a while, but I did not realize until I got into the kitchen just how dewy, glowy, perhaps shiny, this Physicians Formula Butter Dream Team Face Palette is. I started off with foundation and some color correction on my nose and under my eyes and a little bit of lip gloss, and I did do my eyebrows. This Physicians Formula Butter Dream Team Face Palette has 6 pans that consist of 2 blushes, a face powder, a highlighter, and 2 bronzers. One of the bronzers is a matte formula, which I normally would not try, except I had tried this earlier in the day and I absolutely loved it. And by the way, this really does smell like butter. All right, so this bronzer goes on beautifully. It's I can't describe it. It's obviously very finely milled. It's very smooth. It's creamy. It's matte, but it's not like drying. It was luscious. It's creamy. It's gorgeous. And I just kept dipping my brush back into that pan. I probably could have really overdone it. By the way, this brush is the BS Small Face Flat brush. And I just love this. Laura Geller is going to have a run for its money. Next up is this matte Monoi butter eyeshadow. I'm not a real big fan of using moss or green on my eyes, but they didn't have any other palettes in any other different color scheme. This brush that I'm using is actually the BS Small Precision Crease brush, but I'm just taking that lightest shade and dipping it into the pan. I was being very conservative because I didn't know if there was going to be fallout or what the payout was going to be. And I don't have any eye primer at all on my eyes. So I wanted to see how it would behave without primer. So I got a little bit more aggressive with it. I didn't want to completely overshadow my lids with a bunch of base. I just wanted to put like a slight base there just to get it started. There is no fallout, by the way. I went in with this very muted neutral tone, and if you can see there's a little bit of dust up going on there, which was amazing to me that there was no fallout considering all the dust. But I just wanted to use this color to sort of lift my eye a little bit and not bring in a lot of drama. So here in a minute you'll be able to tell just by the placement that one eye looks more open than the other. Hopefully you can see the difference there. That is a little technique that I learned from Angie from Hot and Flashy. So I just take this muted color and go over the area until I'm happy with it. Again, being conservative, I'm not looking for a bunch of drama. I'm just looking for sort of a natural palette. On the other eye, trying to get it to match up and get both of those eyes even. Doesn't look like there's a lot going on there, does it? Okay, so I'm picking up this mini flame brush by BS Small, dipping it in this neutral, muted, sort of mossy green shade, and I am going to apply that to my crease. I was definitely trying to be conservative initially. I wasn't dipping the brush really hard and intending to pick up a lot of product on purpose, but I probably could have been more aggressive. I decided to pick up this BS Mall flat angled eyeshadow brush because I wanted to be able to pick up more product but have it, you know, more specifically targeted in my crease. The other brush I think was a little bit too wide and a little too fluffy, and I'm not very gutsy and daring when it comes to colors that I'm not particularly fond of. I will show you how this eyeshadow picks up on my finger so that you can see that it actually is quite pigmented, it is quite creamy, and you know, it just depends on how much pressure you're putting on the brush and how much you want to pick up. So my application here is no reflection on the eyeshadow itself. It's just my own tentative style of applying, you know, shadow. So here's where I'm actually sticking my fingers in there and picking up the product. You can see it's quite pigmented and it's very creamy. It's beautiful, but it's also quite muted and neutral. So it's not going to be a super bold color unless you really want to put in the effort. So this mossy, slightly grayish greeny color is what I decided to use in my crease and my outer corner. I was just building up the color as I felt comfortable. Obviously, it's a personal preference, but I do believe that this particular palette is powerful enough that if you really wanted to be bold, you can be bold a lot quicker than where I'm working here. Picking up this precision crease brush again, and I am picking up this, I don't know what color that is. It looks sort of like a golden peachy color, very, very, very muted and neutral, for under my brows to give it a little bit of a lift, and then for my lids. This eye combo here that I'm doing, it might seem a little boring right now, but I do have a little something up my sleeve, so just wait, you'll see. I actually picked up this BS Mall lip brush to tap into this darkest shade here because I wanted to use it for precision for a liner under my eyes and also my upper lashes. And I think it worked great. I decided I wanted to get bold, gutsy, and daring. So I picked up this Zoeva liner brush. It's more dense and more precise, so it was easier to pick up product and place it strategically above my lashes without it being too heavy and all over my lid. It worked really well. I also used it for my lower lashes as well, but I still have something up my sleeve. If you hang out long enough, you're going to see what it is. I think you'll like it. This is just a blending brush. I don't know what brand it is. It's not labeled. I just went in there and sort of swept away any harsh lines to make it look a little more soft. Here I'm getting a little excited because I'm pulling up this palette again, and I am going to put that beautiful highlighter. This is the color Champagne. And so I picked up a classic shadow brush to pack on color on my lid, and I absolutely love this. Picked up my Urban Decay dual end shadow brush here. It's a little fluffier on the end to sort of parse it out a little bit. This Champagne highlighter to sort of finish off the lid, the eye look, it just, first of all, there was no fallout, which was absolutely fantastic, but I really, really like that highlighter, better for my eyes than I would on my face. Very beautiful. Mascara today is going to be the e.l.f. Lash and Roll, and I am just going to whip through this because I'm pretty sure y'all know how to apply mascara. Don't want to be super boring, so I'll just speed this up so we can get to the rest of this face palette. Using this BS Small powder brush, I decided to go in and try the translucent powder. It's called Butter Believe It, and it's creamy, and it's, again, I don't have any words to describe it. It's beautiful. It just, it just complements your skin with this beautiful creamy finish. I love it. I love this palette. No regrets whatsoever. Already I am going in with the powder brush again, and this time I am picking up this butter blush in the shade Saucy Mauve. And I started out with, I thought, quite a bit of product on the brush, tapped it in there, and I was starting to see how this is pretty luminescent. I didn't have any idea exactly how luminescent this was until I'd completed the whole look, and then you saw earlier at the beginning. But it's a beautiful shade. I just tapped it all around, and I was loving it. I just basically you know, started off with my cheeks and then decided to, as usual, when I work with my blush, I basically place it everywhere. But I'm telling you, when I was applying this, I was really, really liking it a lot. My overall impression is that I love the texture, I love the creaminess. I wish that there was a butter shadow palette that wasn't in green tones. I think I would have enjoyed that better. But overall, the quality of the product I really liked. It is very shiny, much like butter. So thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you next time.